9. Military strategies and tactical innovations. The Roman-Germanic Wars were a crucible for developing new military strategies and tactics on both sides. The prolonged confrontations forced each party to adapt and innovate to counter the other's strengths. Roman tactical adaptations. Fortified frontiers. The limes Germanicus and other defensive networks represented Rome's shift from expansion to containment, emphasizing border security through layered defenses. Temporary camps and fortified marching positions became standard for Roman legions operating in hostile territories like Germania. Ambush response tactics. After the disaster at Teutoburg Forest, Roman forces refined their response to ambushes, developing better scouting techniques and adopting looser marching formations to counter surprise attacks. Incorporation of cavalry. The growing reliance on Germanic auxiliary cavalry units revolutionized Roman military tactics, improving battlefield mobility and versatility. Germanic guerrilla warfare. Mastery of terrain. The Germanic tribes' use of forests and rivers for ambushes and rapid retreats posed significant challenges to Rome. The Teutoburg ambush, 9 CE, exemplified the effectiveness of these guerrilla tactics. Coalition warfare. Leaders like Arminius unified disparate tribes to achieve large-scale coordination. Such unity was rare but proved devastating when successfully implemented. Adaptation of Roman techniques. Germanic warriors began using captured Roman equipment and learning Roman battle formations, incorporating these elements into their tribal warfare methods. 10. The economic impact and resource control. The Roman-Germanic Wars had significant economic consequences, reshaping trade, resource allocation, and economic systems across the contested regions. Roman resource management. Economic integration of frontiers. Roman economic policies brought trade and infrastructure to the Rhine and Danube frontiers, integrating these regions into the imperial economy. Towns such as Cologne and Mainz became vital economic and administrative hubs, fostering cross-cultural trade. War economy. Rome's reliance on war spoils and tributes from Germanic tribes financed its military campaigns. However, over time, the constant warfare strained Rome's economy, contributing to inflation and economic instability. Germanic resource exploitation. Raiding for wealth. Germanic tribes conducted frequent raids into Roman territory, acquiring goods, livestock, and slaves, which enriched their economies and strengthened their societies. Control of natural resources. Germanic tribes controlled key resources, such as timber and iron, which were vital for warfare. Their trade with Rome, both through conflict and diplomacy, facilitated the exchange of these resources. 11. Diplomatic achievements, negotiation and alliance. Diplomacy was a critical tool for both Rome and the Germanic tribes, allowing for periods of peace and mutual benefit amidst centuries of warfare. Roman diplomacy. The Federate system. Rome formalized alliances with Germanic tribes, granting them land within the empire in exchange for military service. These Federate agreements created semi-autonomous Germanic states, such as the Visigothic and Burgundian kingdoms, within the Roman sphere. Treaties and hostage diplomacy. Rome frequently used hostages to secure tribal loyalty. Figures like Arminius were raised in Rome as hostages, learning Roman ways before turning against their benefactors. Germanic diplomacy. Coalition building. Germanic leaders, such as Maroboduus of the Marcomanni, negotiated alliances with neighboring tribes to resist Roman domination. Peaceful integration. Many Germanic tribes, including the Franks, negotiated their way into Roman territory, avoiding outright conflict while gaining Roman recognition and resources. 12. The role of leadership, visionaries, and strategists. The Roman-Germanic Wars produced leaders on both sides whose vision and strategic acumen shaped the course of history. Roman leaders. Germanicus led successful campaigns to avenge Teutoburg, showcasing tactical brilliance and inspiring Roman morale. Marcus Aurelius. His leadership during the Marcomannic Wars preserved the Danube frontier despite immense pressure, blending military resilience with philosophical stoicism. Germanic leaders. Arminius united the tribes for the ambush at Teutoburg, becoming a symbol of Germanic resistance and ingenuity. Theodoric the Great His governance in Italy after Rome's fall demonstrated a synthesis of Roman administration and Germanic leadership, preserving stability and culture. 13. The Teutoburg Forest Legacy. The ambush at Teutoburg Forest, 9 CE, remains one of the most analyzed achievements in the Roman-Germanic Wars. Tactical mastery by Arminius. The ambush exploited the dense forests of Germania, a landscape on great achievements in the Roman-Germanic Wars. The Roman-Germanic Wars were marked by significant military, political, and cultural milestones that defined the course of history. These achievements by both Rome and the Germanic tribes highlight the resilience, ingenuity, and adaptability of the warring parties. While the wars often brought destruction, they also fostered innovation, cultural exchange, and transformative developments that shaped Europe. 1. Roman military innovations. The Roman Empire's ability to adapt and innovate was a cornerstone of its success in the Roman-Germanic Wars. Despite facing severe challenges, Rome implemented military strategies and engineering solutions that left a lasting legacy. Development of the Limes Germanicus. The Limes Germanicus, a vast system of forts, watchtowers, and walls, served as a defensive barrier along the Rhine and Danube frontiers. It enabled Rome to monitor and control movements across its borders, blending military function with administrative oversight. This system inspired later fortifications across Europe, influencing medieval castle design and frontier defense strategies. Germanicus campaigns, 14 to 16 CE. Germanicus demonstrated Rome's capacity for strategic retaliation following the disaster at Teutoburg Forest. He recovered 2 of the 3 lost legionary standards and inflicted heavy losses on Germanic tribes. His campaigns showcased Rome's ability to strike deep into enemy territory while rebuilding morale after a catastrophic defeat. 2. Germanic unity and resistance. The Germanic tribes, traditionally fragmented and decentralized, achieved remarkable feats of unity during the wars, enabling them to stand against Rome's might. Arminius and the Teutoburg Forest, 9 CE. Arminius, a Germanic leader trained in Roman military tactics, united several tribes to ambush and destroy 3 Roman legions under Varus. The victory forced Rome to abandon plans of conquering Germania beyond the Rhine and solidified Arminius' status as a symbol of resistance. Formation of tribal confederations. Tribes such as the Marcomanni, Alemanni, and Visigoths formed coalitions to challenge Rome, demonstrating an unprecedented level of coordination. These alliances allowed the Germanic tribes to launch large-scale campaigns, such as the invasions during the Marcomannic Wars, 166 to 180 CE. 3. Engineering feats. Both Rome and the Germanic tribes achieved engineering milestones during their long conflict. Roman infrastructure. Roads and bridges. Rome built extensive networks of roads and bridges along the frontier, facilitating troop movements and trade. Fortifications. Roman forts along the Rhine and Danube were marvels of engineering, combining defensive structures with self-sufficient communities. Germanic adaptations. The Germanic tribes adapted Roman techniques, constructing fortified settlements and utilizing captured Roman engineering knowledge to strengthen their own defenses. This adoption of Roman methods helped Germanic leaders like Theodoric the Great govern their territories effectively after Rome's fall. 4. Cultural exchange and adaptation. The prolonged conflict between Rome and the Germanic tribes led to significant cultural exchanges that enriched both civilizations. Romanization of Germania. Germanic tribes adopted elements of Roman culture, including language, law, and religious practices. The Roman Church played a pivotal role in integrating Germanic tribes into Roman Christian culture, ensuring the survival of Roman traditions after the empire's fall. Germanic contributions to Rome. Germanic auxiliaries served in Roman armies, introducing new military techniques such as cavalry tactics, which became integral to Roman warfare. The Germanic emphasis on personal loyalty influenced the development of medieval feudal systems. 5. The Christianization of Germania. The spread of Christianity among the Germanic tribes was a transformative achievement that bridged the divide between Rome and Germania. Clovis I and the Franks. Clovis I's conversion to Christianity in 496 CE aligned the Frankish kingdom with the Roman Church, creating a foundation for Christian Europe. His baptism symbolized the integration of Germanic tribes into the Roman Christian world, setting a precedent for other tribes to follow. Missionary efforts. Roman missionaries, such as Saint Boniface, worked to convert pagan Germanic tribes, solidifying the cultural and spiritual legacy of Rome. The Christianization of the Germanic tribes ensured the preservation of Roman intellectual and cultural traditions. 6. The rise of Germanic kingdoms. The establishment of Germanic kingdoms on former Roman territories marked a significant achievement in the post-war period, blending Roman and Germanic governance. The Ostrogothic Kingdom of Italy. Under Theodoric the Great, the Ostrogoths preserved Roman infrastructure, administration, and culture while introducing Germanic customs. Theodoric's court became a center of cultural and political exchange, bridging the gap between Roman and Germanic traditions. The Frankish Kingdom. The Franks emerged as the most powerful Germanic kingdom, with leaders like Clovis and Charlemagne shaping medieval Europe. Charlemagne's crowning as Holy Roman Emperor in 800 CE symbolized the culmination of Roman-Germanic reconciliation. 7. The preservation of Roman knowledge. The Roman-Germanic Wars indirectly contributed to the preservation of Roman knowledge and culture through the Germanic adoption of Roman institutions. The Roman Church. The Roman Church preserved classical texts, legal codes, and scientific knowledge, passing them on to the Germanic kingdoms. Monasteries established by the Germanic rulers became centers of learning, ensuring the survival of Roman intellectual achievements. Legal systems. Germanic rulers codified their laws using Roman principles, blending tribal customs with Roman legal frameworks. For example, the Lex Salica, Frankish law, combined Roman and Germanic traditions. Visigothic law codes preserved Roman legal practices while adapting them to new societal structures. 8. The birth of medieval Europe. The Roman-Germanic Wars set the stage for the emergence of medieval Europe, combining the strengths of both civilizations. The Holy Roman Empire. The Holy Roman Empire, founded by Charlemagne, embodied the fusion of Roman administrative systems, Germanic warrior culture, and Christian faith. This political entity preserved the idea of a united European identity, rooted in Roman traditions and Germanic governance. Feudalism. The blending of Roman landholding practices with Germanic loyalty structures gave rise to feudalism, the dominant social system of medieval Europe. Epilogue. Achievements beyond conflict. The Roman-Germanic Wars were not just a tale of conquest and resistance, but a crucible for innovation and transformation. The achievements of this era, military, cultural, and political, laid the foundation for a new European identity that would endure for centuries.